Mr. Prabhat Agrawal, Chairman of Echelon Institute of Technology. My first question is, what went into making the Echelon Institute of Technology, and how did the company take shape?
See, I come from a spiritual community called the Last Center. And the story behind this Echelon is that we thought, for me personally, education is very close to my heart coming from a spiritual community. And I've always wandered into the mysteries of the universe, both within and without. And then sitting together, we thought one fine day, a lot needs to be done in the education sector. And what we need to do is to talk about experiential engineering education, which is a living experience of the education that you get. So, like for a Kabir would say कि पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग मुआ पंडित भया ना कोई ढाई आकर पढ़े सो पंडित होए प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित होए. Now, we as individuals, talk about having an experience of love rather than a teaching of love. Now, same way, this land, this country, coming from this country, can we talk about technical education as an experience rather than just theoretical, tutorial based, or practical based? How about something which is right then and there transforming and altering the very culture we live in? Because technology is the greatest medium to transform the culture that we live in. That's how it all came about. We sat together, planned it out, and launched it. And today what we have is this burgeoning community of scientific seekers now that we have created, and we are moving on.
So nowadays we find that the students are very, very tech savvy. So how are you, leveraging the technology friendliness?
Oh, we have got the whole campus Wi-Fi, and what we do is we give them assignments on to go out on the net, search it out, come together. See, experiential education is all about self-learning. So what we do is we give assignments, we give them projects, they come together, they collect together, they form teams, 4, 5, 6 people coming together so to build a car. Now what they will do is they will go on the net, they will use the technology to communicate with each other, communicate with the world outside, find out the right technologies, find out what are the great ideas, and implement them. See, nothing is possible without the technology today. It's for sure. And the curiosity of technology, if I can say something very spiritual, technology is always out oriented. It's spirituality is all about reflecting within. Now, all the youngsters, starting from early childhood to the adulthood, they are all very curious. And because of that curiosity, they are automatically, naturally designed to be in love with technology, which takes you outside, not inside. Now, the real thing that has to happen is, can we use technology and leverage that with the youngsters to not just have curiosity for the world outside, but evolve that and bring wisdom in their life. So the real focus of Echelon is to use the technology not just for information. We are living in the information age today, but to convert that into knowledge and ultimately into the wisdom. And the wisdom era has to come.
Primarily, what are the education segments that are you primarily focusing on? The segments that you're catering to?
Primarily, we are focusing on technical education. We are also engaged in the Skill India movement. We are giving free digital literacy campaigns. We have come about with this centers all over, this Haryana and UP, Western UPs, and we are creating these clusters where, skilling is possible. Only 2% of India today is skilled, and the task is huge. We want 75 Scandinavian countries, 75%, Britain, 75%. So we are nowhere near that. So if we can do that, if we can create that much of a skill, anything is possible. We are primarily focused on technical education. Our next forte is, of course, the school education and then law and management. It's already in the pipeline.
What's your future pipeline for, how do you peg the growth of your brand in 5 years to come?
Oh, it's huge potential. It's immense. I'm committed to create a global brand, okay? So from 5 years from now, we see to multiply at least 5 folds. Not much. And 5 folds is very much easily possible because we are moving at a rapid pace. We have invested a lot in building the brand itself, and then creating the support structure, facilitating the processes, and building a huge team to take care of our expansion plans.
So So your journey has been very enriching, but I'm sure that you must have gone through a lot of impediments in your journey. So would you like to share that?
See, I think there was a time in my life, where I was wondering what to do with my life. And I come from a family of industrialists, but I was not very keen on profit making. I'm a very deeply spiritual man. I give talks on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I have Bhagavad Gita with me most of the times. I usually in kurta pajamas. When I come to these kinds of seminars, I dress differently, and I give around, move around, and giving talks on that. For me, today in today's world, what is required is holistic solutions. We have to create integrated solutions whereby we can enrich the society, we can enrich the customer, we can enrich the service provider, and we can have solutions for the larger goodness of the society in totality. Now, that has not always been easy for me coming from a business family, because profit is always at the center of any business enterprise. So there was a time in my life where I didn't know what to do. And I spent all 3 to 5 years, to be precise, 4.5 years, where I was completely lost. My father was not very keen on the kinds of projects that I was thinking on. Then I got this huge team, coming from this spiritual world, coming together. And then when I did something creative and my father saw the merit in that, he's also on my side today. So there has been different impediments. Of course, the challenges come from the society, bureaucratic hurdles and everything. But there have been times where I think it all comes down. The moment you have intent, you have clarity, things begins to fall in place. If you are focused, God is with you.
Deviating from your brand, since you're here being a participant in the World Education Summit, so what are your take homes from WES?
My take home is it's a good place to meet intelligent people who are who have experience, people who have knowledge, people who have wisdom, people who know what it takes to create global brands, people who know what it takes to create quality and excellence, people who know about deep research. One thing I found is that India is not short of talent. India has enough of it. And what all that we need is this shift in consciousness and a hunger and thirst for quality. If we all can come together as society, as industry, as policymakers, and common man in general, student and parents, if we can have that hunger for quality and excellence, anything is possible. And coming here, World Education Summit, it's very much visible that we have all the talent pool that we need to make India a great country.
Thank you, sir. Nice meeting you.